What's up, guys? Welcome back to the AM. Welcome back to 5-Minute Rants, guys. So I'm going to talk about my middle school years and my high school years for a moment. And first of all, everybody should know I was homeschooled, so I was one of those growing up. Honestly, I would not go back and change it. It was an amazing time in my life, and I can talk about that later. I'll keep you in suspense. I don't know, maybe throw some mystery in there. What was it like being homeschooled? Amazing. Why? We'll talk about it later. The other thing about talking about middle school and high school is I went to a pretty much like a collective group to where it was accredited school. We'd meet for a couple days a week, go through all our classes, take homework, that sort of stuff, right? The point of why I'm saying this is during those years, for many of the subjects, many of the classes I was taking, and I don't believe I was alone in this, I often thought, what is the point of this? I have to learn algebra. What is the point of learning algebra? And it didn't help that I was not good at algebra. It didn't help that I sucked at algebra and had to go to summer school, which is interesting because when you're homeschooled, you're always at school. But I had to go to summer school. And that being said, with that, it was a large part of me not learning and having a hard time with subjects. I realized later on was I did not see the point in what we were doing. What is the point of this? What is the point of math? What is the point of learning this? Because the math that I see that I'm going to use in everyday life, it doesn't look like algebra. Lo and behold, I was wrong. It may not be the math that I'm using in algebra, but the conceptualization of how it taught me to think with variables and problem solving. Yeah, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. I'm so glad I went to summer school. But that being said, it took me a long time to really learn that in my life as an adult and in my life as a person and as a leader, I'm in charge of determining the point and the purpose behind my work. I'm in charge of determining the point and the purpose and the utilization of the skill sets I've acquired, right? So you have negotiation skill sets. Okay, what's the purpose of that? Well, if you're a sales guy, that's different than having negotiation skill sets as a leader in a company, as a manager or a CEO or a founder. Those negotiation skill sets have a radically different point and purpose. Well, who determines that? You do. You get to determine the point and purpose. And it's very interesting how we go through life looking to somebody else to point us to our purpose versus I'm on a journey to find purpose. Those are radically two different things. Those are radically two different perspectives. Waiting for somebody to give you purpose versus I'm on a journey to find purpose and I get to decide the purpose. I get to decide why I'm doing life the way that I want to do it. I get to decide why I'm building the company the way that I want to build it. I get to decide why I'm choosing the jobs that I'm choosing. I get to decide the relationships and the point and purpose behind the relationships. Oftentimes, a lot of people have bad relationships with friends, with loved ones, whoever, because they have undefined purpose behind it. They don't know what's the point. What's the point of doing this? What's the point? And it's interesting because that has gone with me a lot through life. And what's the point of this? I don't understand. I want purpose. That's who I am naturally. I'm very purpose driven. I'm very goal driven and goal oriented individual. And it has really caused a lot of friction with relationships wrongly. One, because it's all my fault. Because, well, I'll explain. I don't have time to explain why, but it's all my fault. Just know that. And then two, because I assumed that everybody else was like me and really wants deep purpose and wants to know the reasoning and the driving factor behind the work. And so all of that being said is, I think it's very important to see, and I did not learn this later, till much later in life, that I'm in charge of purpose. I'm in charge of finding my purpose and determining what that is. And then even deciding, is that a worthy pursuit? Is that something that is worth in my life pursuing? Is that something worth in my life doing? And my father used to say all this all the time, and he is a great man. He used to say, you can only do one thing in life. You're not going to be able to do all these other things that you want to do. And it's true. And when you come down to purpose, it very much becomes a very narrowed pursuit in a lot of ways as well. Anyways, guys, I'm actually going to end on time. So I'll catch you later. Peace.